And good afternoon. I am AJ from SNW the podcast. Today is the Tuesday After Mania special. We're going to go over nights 1 and night 2, rate each match from 1 to 5, 1 being the worst, 5 being the greatest, and the 3 being in the middle. And then we'll go down what I would have done different with the Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns story and CM Punk in that whole situation. So let's start off with night 1, opening match. Rhea Ripley defended her Women's World Championship versus Becky Lynch. Rhea Ripley won by pinfall. Match was about 17 minutes and 5 seconds. That is a long time for a match of it, what it was. So I like Rhea Ripley. I like the fact that Motionless in White played her music. I absolutely have always been a Becky Lynch fan. However, finding out that she had strep throat and whatnot, kind of going into that match now fully 100%. And on top of that, her outfit, she was essentially wearing her freaking book on her attire. Weird, very weird. Not a fan of it. Match, I thought, went a little bit too long. It would have been fine if it was like maybe 10 minutes, not 17:05. I would say the match was rated of a 3. Could have been higher, but 3 is where I'm going to put it. Now we're going to go to the next match, which is the 6-pack tag team ladder match for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. The set of the rules is both set of titles had to be achieved for the match to end. Teams that were involved were obviously the undisputed Tag Team Champions, which was the Judgment Day, was Finn Balor and Damian Priest. Versus A-Town Down Under, The Awesome Truth, DIY, The New Day, and New Catch Republic, which is Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. Let me hit on some notes real quick before I go into this match. First of all, I love the fact that DIY did a tribute to Shawn Michaels and Triple H as like a crossplay of the DX era. I also want to toss in there that I liked. Who else was I going to say? I do like the New Catch Republic. I thought it was a really good thing away from the Brawling Brutes for Pete Dunne. Thank God they did that. I absolutely loved it. Good decision. So let's get into it now, right? So the match was 17 minutes and 25 seconds long. I love the way they did it, how they divided the belts. They had A-Town Down Under take the belts for SmackDown, and then they had the Awesome Truth take in the Raw belts. What do I rate this match? It was a car crash. Like mainly all these multi-men matches normally are. The use of ladders, a lot of it was good. I honestly thought when Ciampa did the air raid off the top ladder, that freaking made me cringe. All in all, the match was really good, very entertaining. All the teams did an amazing job. I would give that a 5. It'll be the first match with a 5 from me. So let's get into the next one. The next one is the tag match between Rey Mysterio and Andrade. Takes on Santos Escobar and Dirty Dominic Mysterio. 11 minutes and 5 seconds long. Another match that I wasn't a big fan of. I love Escobar, though. I thought he's a really good, talented wrestler. I love the fact that they turned Dom into one of the most hated heels in WWE. Rey Mysterio and Andrade was an interesting. I don't know why they didn't just put Carlito in. Like, the whole thing was that Escobar left because of Carlito. And if anything, Carlito and Rey Mysterio should have tagged up. That's my personal opinion. That's the Booker hat right there that I'm going to call it. That would be my only difference. I wouldn't put Andre in it. I would have had Carlito, not Andre. What do I rate the match? 3. Yes, it gets a 3. And I thought the time of the match, 11 minutes and 5 seconds, makes sense. So I'll leave it be. All right, Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso, the Uso Civil War singles match, which was 11 minutes and 5 seconds. Not a fan. Absolutely the worst match so far of night 1. I'm going to put it as a 1. Yes, I'm putting it at a 1. The lowest rating of the 1 out of 5 scale. And this is my reason. Too many super kicks. Not enough in it, and unfortunately, WWE kind of buried Jimmy in this match. Jey Uso has done an amazing job as main event Uso. This is very reminiscent of what happened with the Hardys when they split Matt and Jeff into a singles run. Matt did decently because of his mic skills and his acting, but competitive and his ability to capture the fan, Matt did not do so well, as Jeff was automatically a hot throb, and the fans. It's the same thing. It's pretty sad. And this is the downfall with long-term tag teams and when they split them up. Let's go down the list real quick. Dudley Boys. Bubba Ray turned out to be the better singles wrestler than Devon. Jeff Hardy turned out to be the better single wrestler than Matt Hardy. And now it's been proven that Jay is the better singles wrestler than Jimmy. They essentially buried Jimmy Uso. And not now they didn't. Now I'm using this kind of like just the way I'm looking at the match. It could have been better. Could have been a better storytelling for Jimmy and the Jay. They were identical twins. Absolutely. It was like jealousy and sibling rivalry. Should have been more capitalized in the storytelling. They did great with the video packages for all the matches. That's why I was so hyped for this match. I was like, oh, it's going to be great. I hope it's not like the Hardy Boys situation and turn into the Hardy Boys situation. Bad. Not good. Feel really bad for Jimmy. I hope that they continue the Civil War angle and just make it better. So Jimmy is kind of like equal to Jay and not the other way around. Next match. Let's go to the 6-woman tag team match. Jay Cardell, Bianca Belair, and Anomi versus Damage Control, which Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane. We all know that Jade, Bianca, and Anomi both won that match. That match was 8 minutes and 5 seconds, which is perfect time for this match. It was kind of one-sided. If everyone thought the Damage Control was going to go in and had any chance to fucking win, man, they were wrong. This match is a 3. It definitely got a 3. It wasn't a bad match by any means. It was good. I can't get it any more than 3. But how sad is it that WWE has managed to turn Jay Carl into the talent to watch? AEW had her with an undefeated streak, which I always liked her. I liked her in AEW. I love the fact they gave her kind of a Goldberg undefeated streak, and they really showed her, which is why I liked it. Then when she went to WWE, and they never really showed her until Royal Rumble, and she did really good in her Royal Rumble debut, I wasn't expecting a continuance of that into WrestleMania. So they did it really well for her in WrestleMania, and then they did good on Monday Night Raw, where they fed her Chelsea Green. Question I have for everyone is, do you think that at some point she's going to turn on Bianca Belair, or is Belair going to turn on Jade, and then they feud with each other? They're very much similar, very strong women, and that's why I think at some point they have to have a feud between the two, and I think that will really go over. Next match, singles match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship, Sami Zayn versus Gunther. Let me first say this. Congrats to Gunther. 666 days as champion is a fucking milestone. That match was 15 minutes and 30 seconds with Sami capturing the belt. Good storytelling. Here is my qualm with it. Chad Gable should have got it. That's the only reason why I thought Chad Gable should have got it. What I'm going to rate this match? A 5. It was really good. I really liked it. I just felt that Chad should have won it. However, I do think at some point Chad's going to turn heel and go for the Intercontinental belt and possibly take it from Zayn by SummerSlam. That's what I think. I could be 100% wrong, but that's my personal opinion. Let's go to the main event of Night 1 tag team match. The Bloodline, The Rock, and Roman Reigns takes on Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, which we all know that the Bloodline wins. And they basically contested this match under Bloodline rules with a 44 minutes and 35-second match. It was good. I liked it. 5. So we get main event 5, Sami Zayn 5. Women's match a 3. The singles match between Usos a 1. Tag team match with the Rey Mysterio and Andrade versus Santos Escobar and Dirty Dom, another 3. 6-man pack. I think I gave that a 5. If not, I'm going to give it a 5. And then the women's singles match a 3. So 3, 5, 3, 1, 3, 5, 5. So 10, 16, 17. 17 plus 5 is 22. 22 plus 3. So 25 points for night 1. So let's go to night 2. They open up the match with the World Heavyweight Championship. Drew McIntyre defeats Seth Rollins by pinfall. Match was 10 minutes and 30 seconds. And here's the best part. It's the classic, fuck around and find out type of thing. Drew McIntyre wins it, rubs into CM Punk's face. CM Punk sweeps him from his foot, hits him, attacks him with his arm brace. Damian Priest runs down, cashes in his money in the bank, and takes the belt. Because World Heavyweight Championship, good for Damian Priest. He's the second Puerto Rican to win it since Pedro Morales. Morez. I'm probably pronouncing the last name wrong. I apologize. Good for him. Good for Damian Priest. I was very happy they won. I did like the comment that freaking Drew McIntyre call him the Undertaker in bondage. I thought that shit was funny from Monday Night Raw. So the first match against Seth Rollins was 10 minutes and 30 seconds and 9 seconds. 9 seconds when he cashed it in. 5 overall because of story. The Pride, which is Bobby Lashley, Angelo Hawkins, and Montez Ford defeat the Final Testament, which was Cross, Akam, Razor, basically Pollitt's authors of pain, in a Philadelphia street fight with Bubba Ray Dudley as the special guest referee, which was pretty creative from their end. 8 minutes and 35 seconds. All right, so I don't know what the hell they're doing with Cross and AOP. When they paired them together, I thought they're going to dominate, kind of. I thought they're going to steamroll against whoever on the SmackDown and have this intense situation with the Bloodline at some point. I didn't even know that Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits were called the Pride. This is the first time I found this out. So, I guess I'm going to put this match as a 3. It could have been better. Could have been better, but I'm going to put it at 3. LA Knight events defeated AJ Styles. 12 minutes, 25 seconds. That also gets a 5. I like how they're doing with LA Knight. I hope they keep pushing him. Hopefully he gets really up there at some point. I don't think he'll ever win a world title, but I think a U.S. or Intercontinental could be in his future. That's a 5. Logan Paul defends his belt again, and he has ISO Speed with him in the freaking Prime costume. And they take on Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, which Logan Paul contains. 17 minutes, 40 seconds. Oh, man. What do I rate this? Do I have any 3s in here? 5. I did the Philadelphia Street Fights a 3. I give the singles match a 5. I give the triple threat. You know what? I'll give it a 4. It's not good enough to be a 5, but I give it a 4. Bayley versus Io Sky for the WWE Women's Championship. 14 minutes and 20 seconds. Unfortunately, that's a 3. I'm going to give that a 3. I'm not going to really get into that. Cody Rhodes defeat Roman Reigns. Finish his story. So far, 33 minutes and 25 seconds with The Undertaker, John Cena, and Seth Rollins getting involved. That's how he wins. And let's all talk about The Rock and his Elvis attire he's been wearing the last 2 nights. Horrendous. What would I do different with that? I would have Cody loss. I'll tell you why. Bloodline rules. You had Solo come out and hit him with a spike and all these other people. I just felt that if they had him lose, it would make more sense, because then what they should have done is have him lose at WrestleMania and then win it at SummerSlam. That would have been the way I would have done it. And have him systematically take out each member of the bloodline, including The Rock, because The Rock's the final boss, right? That's how I would have done it. However, recently I've been reading some reports that the leukemia is coming back from Roman Reigns and he would have to take some time off. And if that is true, then it makes sense for Cody to win. Monday Night Raw, The Rock made it very clear that his story with Roman Reigns is done. And now his story between him and The Rock has just begun. Another interesting fact, and I didn't even think about this, during the match, one of the main reasons what cost him the belt was he took the steel chair and hit Seth Rollins. He still has a trauma from what Seth Rollins did. And if you go back to the last time they won, the last match they had one-on-one, where Roman's got himself disqualified, he said, "I will never forgive you. I'll never forget." So maybe we close the chapter on the Cody Rhodes story, and then the story between Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns continues, and that's really good storytelling if that's the case. And I actually really liked it. Now, let's go into something a little bit different now. Here we go for ladies and gents. We are going to go into the CM Punk situation between CM Punk and since he returned from WWE, what I've noticed the difference between this time coming back to when he went to AEW. So here's my thought on that. He's mature now. He known that, and I think AEW kind of opened his eyes a little bit up to it, because everything that they're doing in AEW, the younger wrestlers, or essentially what he did when he first came into WWE, bitch, complained, whatever. We're going to listen to the veterans. Now he was in that predicament. He was the veteran. He was finally got mature about it, and then he heard everyone bitch and complain. He was trying to help educate them how to carry themselves in the business, and it essentially slapped him across the face, and he wasn't expecting it. So everything he did in WWE and then left, he was experiencing onto himself when he was in AEW. So second time around WWE, he's more mature. He understands. He went through UFC. You have to get mature when you go to UFC. When you're getting your ass beaten as much as CM Punk did, you become humble. So what we get now in WWE is exactly what we were getting in AEW, but AEW didn't use it properly. Whoever Tony Khan and his stooges and monkeys in the back couldn't do it correctly. AEW showing what they could do with Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. The AEW failed to do. That's horrible. That's really bad for AEW. And that will be another episode on the SNW podcast where I go over the shit that AEW is possibly doing wrong, and what started off as a really good alternative to WWE is starting to become something that maybe none of us really want to see anymore. So now we're done. Whole thing about Tuesday After Mania special on the Mania side of it's done. Now let's go into what the podcast is built for, Supernova Wrestling. So let's go over our most recent show, which was streamed live on the Infinite Plus network, which was always up to no good. We did the Danger Zone, Danger Hour special, and then we went into always up to no good. So pros and cons of the show. Great locker room, great cast of wrestlers. Matches went really well. And I couldn't ask for a better outcome in terms of what we did. However, the cons. We ran into technical difficulties trying to stream live. Equipment came late. Stuff like that happens. That's kind of the inside of professional wrestling, independent wrestling. That shit happens. So let's go over what the results were for Danger Hour, and let's get into it, right? All right, so let me pull it up here, and I will tell you exactly how the show went, how I felt with the outcomes, and all that fun stuff. So let's go over the opening match, which was JC Knight, Cutthroat CJ Knight, take on the Mountain Man Matt Deadwood, with JC Knight winning by pinfall. Next match was Yosef versus excuse me, I'm looking over my notes. I want to make sure that I'm doing this correctly and I'm not screwing anything up, because that would really be crappy on my end. Okay, here we go. So we had GC Knight take on. Okay, well, first we had. So GC Knight defeated Matt Deadwood. Then we had the debut of No Gimmicks Gibbs versus Jackal, which No Gimmicks Gibbs wins. Yosef versus Stevie Legend started off the match. It was supposed to be a singles match. Short Fuse attacked Yosef, which prompted the head referee to turn it into a Gemini division match between Yosef and Stevie Legend versus Short Fuse, which the match ended with Stevie and Yosef winning. However, the referee suspended Yosef for him attacking the ref. The inaugural Infinite Plus Championship match, Red Dog versus Freaking Flex versus Chaz Evans versus Beyond Reed Combs, with it being Red Dog coming out as the first ever inaugural Infinite Plus champion. Now let's go into the Always Up to No Good pay-per-view. Match 1, Deadly 7 match, which was Jesse Nolan versus TJ Six versus Blade Bandit versus Richie Mack versus actually it's not Deadly 7, excuse me, turned into a 6-way. So let me go over this again. Sorry, my bad. It's a 6-way now. It was Jesse Nolan versus TJ Six versus Blade Bandit versus Richie Mack versus Aries Perez versus Wild Child, with the final two people in it. It was elimination style, with the final two being TJ Six and Wild Child, with TJ Six becoming the new Division 0 champion. Shocker, that Wild Child eliminated Jesse Nolan. The second match was Jermaine Marbury versus Brian Bayside, with Brian Bayside going over. The Wild, which are the Gemini Division Championship match, the Wild versus Tarrant, whatever they're called. Let me see. Triant versus Pure Ignorance, with the Wild winning, retaining their belt. Tony Clasher versus Frank Bones, which the match kind of goes nowhere because, especially as a referee, the locker room came in. They started brawling. It was crazy. You had Baron Combs coming out there and giving everyone stunners. It was just wild. Then the main event for the Apex Championship, Apex Champion Jake Shopnell takes on Dante Dio, with Dante Dio winning. After the match, Jake Shopnell announced that he was going into the SNW World Open Weight Tournament for that championship, and was attacked by the cameraman, who happened to be the AIWF International Champion, Buzz Bloodsaw, who also is entering the tournament. Now, let's go into another conversation. We just recently put out a press release saying that now 49% of the company has went to Off the Top Ropes Network podcasts. So Shiz Blackheart and his crew, welcome to SNW. It is, so far, has been nothing but a great thing since we teamed up with you. Can't wait to see what we do in the future. With that being said, our next show is going to be Friday, July 19th, 2024, back at the Beachmont VFW Hall in Revere, Massachusetts, 150 Bellington Street, Revere, Massachusetts. We're in the process of trying to secure all the matches, lock them up, and give you guys the best that we can. Also, as we're about to end this, we're going to end this with something we call, all right, be ready for this one, who you should book. If you are a promoter, a owner, or fan, and you want something fresh, I recommend Who You Should Book, Red Dog. He's on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at _RedDog85. He is also the current and inaugural first ever SNW Infinite Plus champion. I would recommend to book him. He's a great dude, really fun. You will love the guy. He also has a podcast called The 3 Count. I guarantee you guys will absolutely love it. Next one. The next one is who you should book. David Mercury. Yes, he is currently in SNW. His record is 3-1. He's on Facebook, also formerly of Twitter, Instagram, and also on YouTube. You can also email him at contactdavidmercury@gmail.com. I'm telling you guys, you want someone with experience. He has his own wrestling school in Florida. This is the man, David Mercury. You want him on your show. You also want Red Dog. The best people you want, this is your chance to get them. With that being said, thank you everyone for being on the SNW podcast. Also, we'll be back tomorrow, back on our regular schedule format of Spotify, Amazon Music, and all those other ones. But we will be doing this now every Tuesday on the Facebook, on our YouTube channels. You can watch us live as we're doing this. Something different. Also, just so you guys have a heads up, myself, AJ, I'm going to be on OTTR at some point this week. Don't know what day. It could be Sunday. It could be whatever. Keep an eye out on all OTTR, which is Off the Top Rope Network, on their YouTube account. Check out their stuff on Facebook. They're also posts occasionally right on the SNW page. Recommend you guys check it out. Until tomorrow, I'll talk to you guys then. Thank you very much. This is AJ, and this is the SNW podcast. You guys have a good one.